things don't typically get better unless there's sort of buy-in and these things are being worked on at home and in school. Recognize the need for practice outside of sessions to make it stick, and make it as fun as you can so that they want to come back. So back to kind of full circle, a call back to me when I went to therapy. I always joke that I loved going, and all we did was play Uno and Connect Four. So now my Uno and Connect Four games are off the charts. Any of you meet me in public, challenge me, I guarantee you lose. I'm pretty competitive too, because that's what I worked on my whole life. I'm good at that. But my skills never got better with my anxiety or depression because no one sat down and taught me skills and worked with me to kind of get better. So you all have been a great audience, and this is a ton of material wrapped into a quick time, and we're going to have time for questions. But I always like to take one moment of personal reflection. I call it the stoplight. So in the stoplight, I'll ask you all to take just a few nice belly breaths. Breathe in your most yummy food through your nose and blow out like you would on hot soup. So I always ask kids what's their favorite food, but take in just nice 2 belly breaths. And it was way too much information, but make a personal commitment. A red light is something you might stop doing based on something you heard. A yellow light is something you'll keep doing. Pat yourself on the back. A green light is something you might start doing based on something you heard, either personally or professionally, and make a commitment to yourself. And if you're open to sharing it in the chat, it really makes me happy and makes me know that some good learning occurred, so feel free, and if not, personally, but then we'll open it up for questions for the last 6 to 8 minutes.
Thank you for your presentation, Dr. Cypress. It is now time to answer questions from the audience. Dr. Cypress, I've been copying some of the questions that have been coming up during your presentation, so I'd like to start to ask you some of those questions now. And I think you did mention, you did respond to the point system. I want to make sure that the full question gets answered. So can you tell us about your point system? Is there a reward at the end that you provide, or do parents provide?
Great. So I'm happy if any of you email me, I'm happy to share any of these things too, by the way. But parents provide the reward that is the tangible thing that they're working towards, whether that be getting out of a chore, playtime, maybe some video game time, maybe a little bit later bedtime. But I provide the reward of a game or something fun in session. So there's kind of dual rewards, a reward from me and a reward from parent. And when we're in the exposure phase, kind of the way, we kind of do some of this with the anxiety work. I say for kids a lot to make it fun. For every 3 anxiety challenges you do, you get to coach me through one or a parent through one and make them do it, but you have to coach them through. So we kind of build in different incentives and rewards to kind of make it fun in that way too.
But another great question. Go ahead. Related, Dr. Cypers, is there a concern about using rewards making kids become extrinsically driven and not intrinsically driven, was the question.
Yeah, so I don't have much concern about that. My belief is do what works. So if it's working and that's what's going to get a kid and motivate a kid, if they're not extrinsically motivated, I want to find what does motivate them, because I don't believe you're going to take a kid who's not motivated through awards and then make them motivated by doing this. So I'm always trying to find the hook to get them to engage in both the practice. But again, we're always looking at that, but I don't personally have concerns about that. I just want the skill. I'm more concerned about that the skill is acquired and that they want to engage.
Wonderful. let's see, how many sessions would you take typically takes to get to mastery? So how many sessions to get to mastery, and how to problem solve second part if parents are not invested?
Beautiful. So part one, mastery is always a lifelong goal. So we're always working, we can always do, but if you look at the literature to become an expert at anything, it's 20,000 hours. So with that in mind, I'm not preaching 20,000 hours of therapy, but typically I say most of my kids respond to my anxiety work as a 12-session model, about 6 sessions to really acquire, and then about 4 or 5 of what I would call the competence and exposure work and setting them up to do the work with some check-ins. But then I usually share with people after about 12 sessions, I talk about that therapy for me is a lot like personal training. That after you go to your personal trainer, they might have taught you everything you need to know, but you still like going. The relationship is valuable, the accountability is valuable, the refining, the fine-tuning